Embracing fear, vulnerability, and heart, the path to authentic success. Welcome to a journey of transformation, inspiration, and radical authenticity. Today, we're diving deep into the wisdom of Yolanda Scarborough, a visionary leader whose insights have the power to revolutionize the way we approach life, success, and personal growth. Yolanda's impact on making the world a better place is nothing short of extraordinary, and her message is a beacon of hope and empowerment for all who hear it. Yolanda Scarborough's words resonate with the truth that many of us have forgotten or perhaps never fully embraced. Do it scared, do it broke, do it vulnerable. If your heart is crying for it, then do it. This powerful mantra isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a call to action, a challenge to each of us to live more authentically, more courageously, and more fully. Let's pause for a moment and really let those words sink in. How many of us have held back from pursuing our dreams because of fear? How often have we convinced ourselves that we need more money, more resources, or more connections before we can take that leap of faith? And how many opportunities have slipped through our fingers because we were afraid to be vulnerable, to show the world who we truly are? Yolanda's message challenges us to rethink our approach to life and success. It's about recognizing that waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect circumstances, or the perfect version of ourselves is a recipe for regret and unfulfilled potential. It's a call to embrace our fears, our limitations, and our vulnerabilities as we pursue our passions. Let's break this down and explore each element of Yolanda's powerful message. First, do it scared. Fear is a natural human emotion, one that has kept our species alive for millennia. But in our modern world, fear often holds us back from growth and achievement. We're scared of failure, scared of judgment, scared of the unknown. But here's the thing: courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Think about the last time you faced a challenge that terrified you. Maybe it was public speaking, starting a new business, or having a difficult conversation with a loved one. Remember how your heart raced, how your palms got sweaty, how your mind raced with all the possible ways things could go wrong. That fear you felt, it's not a sign that you're not ready. It's a sign that you're about to do something important. Consider the story of Sarah, a young entrepreneur who dreamed of starting her own sustainable fashion line. Despite her passion and innovative ideas, fear held her back. She was terrified of failure, of financial ruin, of disappointing her family. But one day, inspired by Yolanda's words, Sarah decided to do it scared. She launched her business with shaking hands and a racing heart. Yes, there were challenges and setbacks, but Sarah's courage to act despite her fear led her to create a thriving business that's now changing the fashion industry's approach to sustainability. Yolanda's words remind us that it's okay to be scared. In fact, it's normal. The key is not to let that fear paralyze us. Instead, we need to acknowledge our fear, understand it, and then take action despite it. Because on the other side of fear is growth, achievement, and often our wildest dreams. Next, do it broke. This part of Yolanda's message hits hard, especially in a world where we're constantly bombarded with messages about needing more. More money, more stuff, more status. We often convince ourselves that we need to have everything figured out financially before we can pursue our passions or make a significant change in our lives. But here's the truth: if we wait until we have all the resources we think we need, we might be waiting forever. Some of the most successful businesses and impactful movements started with little more than a passionate idea and the willingness to work hard. Take the story of Marcus, a community organizer who saw the need for after school programs in his underprivileged neighborhood. He didn't have funding, he didn't have a space, and he certainly didn't have a team. But what Marcus did have was a burning desire to make a difference. Starting with just a few volunteers in a local park, Marcus began offering free tutoring and activities for kids after school. It wasn't glamorous. They had no equipment, no fancy materials, just dedication and heart. But over time, as the impact of the program became evident, support grew. Today, Marcus's initiative has evolved into a full-fledged community center, changing the lives of hundreds of children and families. Yolanda's words challenge us to shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. Instead of saying, I can't do this because I don't have enough money, we should be asking, what can I do with what I have right now? It's about being resourceful, creative, and willing to start small and grow. This doesn't mean being reckless or irresponsible with our finances. It means understanding that our current financial situation doesn't define our potential or limit our ability to pursue our dreams. It's about recognizing that sometimes the most valuable currency we have is our passion, our skills, and our willingness to work hard. Now, let's talk about the third part of Yolanda's message: do it vulnerable. In a world that often equates vulnerability with weakness, this can be the hardest part to embrace. We're taught from a young age to put on a brave face, to hide our insecurities, to present a polished, perfect version of ourselves to the world. But here's what Yolanda understands and what we need to internalize. True strength lies in vulnerability. It's in showing up as our authentic selves, flaws and all. It's in being honest about our struggles, our fears, and our uncertainties. Because when we do this, we open ourselves up to genuine connections, to learning, and to growth. Consider the story of Elena, a corporate executive who always felt she had to project an image of unwavering confidence and infallibility. She believed that showing any sign of vulnerability would undermine her authority and respect. But when her company faced a major crisis, Elena took a risk. In a company wide meeting, she openly shared her concerns, her uncertainties, and even asked for help. The result? Instead of losing respect, Elena gained it. Her team rallied around her, offering innovative solutions and working harder than ever. By being vulnerable, Elena created an environment of trust, collaboration, and shared purpose that not only solved the crisis, but transformed the company culture. Vulnerability is not about oversharing or being dramatic. It's about being real. It's about admitting when we don't have all the answers. It's about being open to feedback and criticism. It's about showing up fully, even when it's uncomfortable or scary. When we embrace vulnerability, we give others permission to do the same. We create spaces where authentic connections can flourish, where innovation can thrive, where true leadership can emerge. Because let's face it, in a world of carefully curated social media profiles and polished corporate images, authenticity is refreshing, it's powerful, it's transformative. And finally, if your heart is crying for it, then do it. This is perhaps the most crucial part of Yolanda's message. It's about listening to that inner voice, that deep seated desire that won't let go, no matter how much we try to ignore it. We all have dreams, passions, and callings that speak to us. Sometimes they're loud and clear, demanding our attention. Other times, they're quiet whispers that we only hear in moments of silence and reflection, but they're always there, waiting for us to acknowledge them and take action. Think about Jason, a successful lawyer who had always dreamed of being a teacher. For years, he ignored the pull of his heart, convincing himself that he couldn't afford to leave his high paying job, that it was too late to change careers, that he should be content with his success. But the desire to teach never left him. It was there in the joy he felt mentoring junior associates, in the fulfillment he found volunteering at local schools. Finally, after hearing Yolanda speak, Jason decided to listen to his heart. He left his law career and became a high school teacher. The transition wasn't easy. It required sacrifice, hard work, and a lot of learning. But Jason found a sense of purpose and joy in teaching that he had never experienced in law. His heart had been right all along. Yolanda's words remind us that these heart cries are important. They're not random or meaningless. They're signposts pointing us toward our purpose, our passion, our potential for impact and fulfillment. So, how do we put Yolanda's powerful message into practice? How do we do it scared, do it broke, do it vulnerable, and listen to our hearts? First, we need to get comfortable with discomfort. Growth and comfort rarely coexist. If we want to achieve our dreams, if we want to make a real impact, we need to be willing to step out of our comfort zones. This means embracing the butterflies in our stomach, the trembling in our hands, the racing of our hearts. It means recognizing these physical manifestations of fear not as stop signs, but as indicators that we're on the right track. Second, we need to redefine our relationship with failure. In our pursuit of our dreams, we will fail. That's not a pessimistic outlook, it's a realistic one. But failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of success. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to refine our approach. When we're willing to fail, we're giving ourselves permission to try, to experiment, to innovate. Third, we need to cultivate resilience. The path to our dreams is rarely smooth or straight. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments of doubt. Resilience is what allows us to bounce back from these challenges, to keep going even when things get tough. It's about developing a growth mindset, seeing challenges as opportunities rather than insurmountable barriers. Fourth, we need to build a support network. While Yolanda's message emphasizes individual action, it doesn't mean we have to go it alone. Surrounding ourselves with people who believe in us, who encourage us, who pick us up when we fall, this is crucial. These are the people who will remind us of our strengths when we forget, who will celebrate our victories and help us learn from our failures. Fifth, we need to practice self compassion, being vulnerable, taking risks, pursuing our dreams. These things require courage, and sometimes we'll fall short. In these moments, it's crucial that we treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. Self compassion isn't about making excuses, it's about acknowledging our humanity and giving ourselves the grace to learn and grow. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, we need to take action. All the planning, all the preparation, all the positive thinking in the world won't make a difference if we don't actually do something. It doesn't have to be big. Small steps in the right direction are still progress, but we need to move, to act, to do. As we come to the end of our time together, I want to circle back to Yolanda Scarborough's powerful words. Do it scared. Do it broke. Do it vulnerable. If your heart is crying for it, then do it. These aren't just words. They're a call to action, a challenge to each of us to live more authentically, more courageously, more fully. Imagine a world where we all embrace this philosophy, a world where people pursue their passions despite their fears, where lack of resources was seen as a challenge to be creative rather than a roadblock, where vulnerability was recognized as strength, not weakness, where we all listened to the cries of our hearts and had the courage to act on them. That world would be more innovative, more compassionate, more alive. And here's the thing, we have the power to create that world. It starts with each of us in our own lives making the choice to embrace Yolanda's message. So I want to leave you with a challenge. Think about something your heart has been crying out for. Maybe it's a career change, a creative project, a conversation you need to have, a cause you want to fight for. Whatever it is, I want you to take one step towards it this week. It doesn't matter how small that step is. Maybe it's doing some research, making a phone call, writing the first paragraph, or simply telling someone about your dream. Do it scared, do it broke, do it vulnerable, but most importantly, do it because here's the truth. Life is too short and too precious to live it half-heartedly. We owe it to ourselves and to the world to show up fully, to pursue our passions, to make our unique contribution. You have gifts, talents, ideas that the world needs. Don't keep them locked away out of fear or doubt. Share them. Use them. Even if your voice shakes, even if your bank account is low, even if you feel exposed and vulnerable, do it anyway. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear, it's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Resources aren't just about money, they're about creativity, determination, and hustle. Strength isn't about appearing perfect, it's about being real, being authentic, being you. And your heart, that quiet or not so quiet voice inside you that's urging you towards your dreams. It's not just idle wishful thinking. It's your inner wisdom, your unique purpose calling out to you. Listen to it, honor it, act on it. As we conclude, I want to express my deepest gratitude to Yolanda Scarborough for sharing her wisdom and inspiring this conversation. Her words have the power to change lives, to spark movements, to create a better world. And now it's up to us to take those words and turn them into action. So let's go out there and do it. Let's do it scared. Let's do it broke. Let's do it vulnerable. And let's do it because our hearts are crying out for it. The world is waiting for what only you can bring. It's time to answer that call. Your dreams are worth pursuing, your voice is worth hearing, and your authentic self is your greatest strength. Embrace your fears, your limitations, and your vulnerabilities as you pursue your passions and make your unique mark on the world. The time for hesitation is over. The time for action is now. Go forth with courage, with authenticity, with vulnerability. Go forth and change your world because when you do, you change the whole world. Thank you.